You just got home from that party. Everyone said you were great, funny, charming, totally fine. But the second the door closes, you collapse on the couch like you just ran a marathon. Your phone buzzes, another text, another invite. And your first thought isn't, that sounds fun. It's, I literally cannot do that again. Here's what nobody tells you. This exhaustion isn't in your head. It's in your prefrontal cortex. And today, I'm going to show you the exact neurobiological reason why acting normal feels like overclocking a gaming PC, and why you're not broken for needing 3 days to recover.
Let's talk about the guilt first. Because if you're someone who needs alone time after social events, you've probably been told, just be more confident. You're being too sensitive. Everyone else manages just fine. And so you start to believe the problem is you, that you're awkward, fragile, maybe even a little broken. But here's the thing. The exhaustion you feel after a day of performing, the brain fog, the irritability, the desperate need to cancel everything tomorrow, that's not a personality defect. It's a metabolic side effect. And the science behind it is wild.
But before I show you the exact metabolic bill your brain is paying, I have a question for the community. How long does your post-social crash usually last? Is it an hour of silence, or do you need 3 days in a dark room to feel human again? Drop your recovery time in the comments. I'm reading through them to see just how many of us are overclocking on a daily basis. And if you're tired of being told you're just shy when you're actually just running out of fuel, hit that subscribe button. We're building a library of videos that treat introversion as biology, not a personality flaw.
Your brain is an energy hog. It's only 2% of your body weight, but it burns 20% of your total resting energy. Now, when you're being yourself, quiet, observant, no performance required, your brain runs on medium settings. But when you're acting normal, when you're monitoring your tone, editing your jokes, tracking everyone's reactions, making sure you seem confident and chill and fun, you're maxing out every setting at once. Here's what's happening inside your skull. Your prefrontal cortex, specifically a region called the DLPFC, is responsible for self-control, inhibition, and making sure you don't say the weird thing you're thinking. And it runs on glucose. Lots of it. Studies show that when you force yourself to act in ways that don't match your natural baseline, this region has to work harder, like a CPU running hotter under sustained load. It's constantly predicting how people will react, suppressing your natural impulses, running a real-time simulation of what would a confident extroverted person do right now. And every single micro-decision, when to laugh, what to share, how to respond, burns through your brain's glucose reserves. This is what researchers call cognitive overclocking. You're running your social systems above their base frequency. And just like an overclocked gaming rig, you get better performance, but you also generate more heat, more stress hormones, more metabolic waste. Eventually, the system has to throttle down, or it crashes.
Let me give you the exact mechanisms. First, the performance gap. If your natural baseline is quiet and slow to warm, then acting extroverted creates a gap between who you are and who you're pretending to be. The wider that gap, the more energy your prefrontal cortex has to burn to maintain the illusion. Second, decision fatigue. Social interaction isn't just one big effort, it's 1,000 tiny decisions. What to say, when to speak, how to phrase it, whether to laugh. Research shows that repeated decisions drain prefrontal glucose and lead to impulsive or avoidant choices. Sound familiar? That's why by the end of the day, your brain is basically screaming, no more choices, no more people, just silence. Third, this is not social anxiety. Social anxiety is about fear. I'll be judged, I'll embarrass myself. Cognitive overclocking is about fuel. You're not avoiding people because you're scared. You're avoiding them because your brain has flagged further social effort as not worth the metabolic cost. It's an energy conservation protocol, not a character flaw.
So why does your brain work this way? Because for most of human history, mimicry and social performance were survival tools. Our ancestors didn't do small talk for fun. They did it to avoid getting kicked out of the tribe. High-fidelity imitation, reading the room, adjusting your behavior, signaling that you belong, required a bigger, more flexible brain. And bigger brains are expensive. Early Homo sapiens spent about 20% more energy per day than earlier hominins just to support our oversized prefrontal cortex. Evolution didn't design us to run that system at max capacity 24/7. It designed us to turn it on when needed and then shut it down to recover. But modern life? Modern life treats constant social performance as the default setting. Open offices, back-to-back Zoom calls, group chats that never sleep. Your brain is being asked to run an expensive, high-stakes simulation non-stop. And then people wonder why you're tired.
Here's what I need you to understand. What you feel after a long day of acting normal is not evidence that you're weak, or antisocial, or broken. It's your nervous system hitting a perfectly rational energy limit. Your prefrontal cortex has been running high-fidelity social simulations for hours, burning more glucose, more stress buffering capacity than it does during relaxed, natural interaction. The crash you feel? The brain fog, the urge to cancel everything tomorrow, the need to lie in the dark and stare at the ceiling. That's not a personality flaw. That's your biology forcing a cool-down cycle. Your circuits for judgment, self-control, and emotional regulation need time to reset, to replenish glucose, to flush out metabolic waste, to stop running the simulation. The problem isn't who you are. The problem is how often you're asked to run an expensive performance mode in a world that treats it as normal.
So the next time someone tells you to just relax or stop overthinking it, you can tell them, I'm not overthinking, I'm overclocking. And unlike them, you actually understand what's happening in your brain. If this reframe helped you, hit subscribe, because next week we're talking about why introverts make better decisions under pressure, and the science is fascinating. I'll see you then.